Good afternoon. I'm Deputy Kyle Wilson. I will be giving you a speech today on kinesics. What if I told you that you could tell someone was lying to you just by their body actions and their body languages? Would you find that interesting? I would hope so. It can help you in the business world to be able to read people's cues and their body language and be able to tell basically if they're being truthful and honest or being deceptive with you all. I learned kinesis early on in my law enforcement career. Took an interview and interrogations class, which was extremely helpful, not only in interviewing people, but it helped me in the interrogation phase of it also. It also helped me out on patrol as a street officer, because I would be in certain situations and I could read people's body language and know kind of what mental state they were in, and it would basically keep me safer because I could counteract what I thought they were going to do just by their body language. I looked up kinesics on Google. The definition says it's the study of the way in which certain body movements and gestures serve as non-verbal communication. The way we read kinesics is we do it through clusters. Basically, if I'm showing a sign of stress, just one sign is not going to make me think that somebody's being deceitful. Now, if I see a cluster or 2 or 3 signs from someone when I'm speaking to them, then it might make me believe that they are being deceitful or dishonest with me. Whenever you try to understand kinesics, it takes no special talent. Anyone can do it because most people have the same type of kinesic effect on each other. Stress does. First, you must have some knowledge of kinesics, and that's what I'm giving you today. You also must practice it. You have to practice and work on it to be able to totally understand it and read it properly. I'll give you some examples now of some stress relief nonverbal behavior. That's basically what we read in body language through kinesics. There's another section that we can use for verbal language. We can use certain questions to keep verbal tones and read that, but today we're just focusing on nonverbal. So examples of stress relief movements. The first one is, the key thing is in the person's eyes. It's a Chinese term or a Japanese term, not certain. I think it's Chinese. It says, we call it san, S-A-N, paku, P-A-K-U. If you look at someone's eyes and you see 3 whites, you see a white on either side of the iris and white underneath, and that shows they're under some stress. Something's going on in their mind that makes them pretty uncomfortable to be speaking with you at that time. The second one is shi-paku. It's S-H-I-P-A-K-U, shi-paku. And this is the ones that we really notice. 4 eye points. Top, bottom, left, right of the iris. Basically, their eyes are just wide open and they're just intense. So that's a definite thing that we look for in law enforcement. Another thing, stress relief, nonverbal, is facial touching. Believe it or not, the best way to reduce stress is just do this. Just rub your nose. You see people all the time sitting there rubbing their nose and things. That's a tremendous way for them to reduce stress nonverbally. Most people didn't know that, but you see somebody rubbing their nose and doing that, or touching their ear, or rubbing their face. Those are facial touch zones. But the number one thing is the nose. It really helps you release stress for some reason. Another thing to do with the hands is hand activity. Along with the nose, rubbing the back of the neck is another big time indicator of stress relief. So if you see someone sitting there rubbing the back of their neck, they're probably trying to relieve some tension they have inside of them. Another example is running the hands through the hair, which I have no hair, but I can demonstrate. Running the hands through the hair, stress relief action. Another common one, and we see a lot of this, is grooming. Basically, it's similar to what a feline would do, a cat would do. Picking off imaginary lint from the clothes anything to keep their mind off what they're having to deal with. Rubbing of the arms, picking off imaginary lint, and things of that nature, or some other examples of non-verbal stress relief action. We see this a lot in interrogations, is what we call the liar's lean. And if you'll notice, when you speak to someone, they'll either be up on their seat. Say this gentleman here, he's interviewing me, and if I was showing the liar's lean, I'd be either getting as far away from him as I possibly could and leaning towards the door. They're always going to be leaning towards an exit, because they're begging themselves in their mind just to walk towards the exit. They know they can't, so they want to get as close as possible to that exit. That's a neat thing to watch whenever you view videos of interrogations. You can really notice that stuff. So, these are a few things that kinesics can help you guys recognize. I could go in much more in-depth detail, but I cannot reveal all of our secrets to you. So I've got to go towards the end of the presentation at this time. Once again, I hope I've given you some examples of what to look for, look as far as cues out in your everyday life and in business. Okay? So, next time that you see someone rubbing their nose or rubbing the back of their neck or doing the liar's lean in a business deal, and you win the deal because of it, I want a commission check, okay? So, thank you for your time, and is there any questions? All right. That is kinesics. And the title of the presentation, I forgot to tell you, was I Bet You Can't Lie to Me, the study of kinesics. So, thank you.